We've all heard the phrase, follow the science, but during the pandemic, it often felt more like follow the script. If you ever felt that the official story, the one-sided binary life-ender narrative, missed the mark, you weren't alone. Today, we're breaking down why the institutional response felt like a failure of logic and what a perfect 100% response would actually look like. Let's be honest, the institutional response was, at best, a 25% effort. It was a failing grade. Why? Because while they managed the narrow task of genomic tracking and vaccine R&D, they catastrophically failed at the broader job of stewardship. They treated the public, an intelligent, interconnected population, like a crowded, panicked apartment that couldn't handle the truth. By enforcing a one-sided dogma and labeling any question as misinformation, they didn't just manage a crisis, they broke the foundation of trust that keeps a society functioning. They prioritized perceived control over actual transparency. You noted that even a deadly virus isn't a life-ender for everyone, and you're right. The one-size-fits-all fear narrative erased context. It didn't distinguish between the high risk and the healthy. It treated a biological spillover, a natural event in an overcrowded world, like a political loyalty test. It wasn't a grand secret conspiracy to rule the world. It was something almost worse. It was an institutional breakdown. The managers were insecure. They were terrified that if they admitted, "We don't know the origin," or "Here are the trade-offs of this lockdown," that the house would collapse. So they lied about the certainty of their plans to keep the peace. A 100% response isn't about being perfectly right. That's impossible in biology. It's about being perfectly honest. A perfect response would be truth-based, not control-based. It would start with radical transparency. Here is what we know and here is what we don't. It would involve targeted stewardship, protecting the vulnerable without suffocating the healthy. And most importantly, it would treat dissent as a feature, not a bug. It would invite opposing angles to the table to refine the strategy in real time, treating the public like adults capable of calculating their own risk. The lesson here isn't just about a virus. It's about the fact that we live on a planet teeming with life, and spillover is a fact of nature. If we want to survive the next natural shitstorm, we need to move past the insecure, one-sided scripts of the past. We don't need a manager, we need a partner.